They slapped a lien notice on my front door before I'd even had my morning coffee. 90 days, it said, or the HOA takes my house over a $7 garden gnome. My name is James, and 6 months ago I never imagined a plastic lawn ornament would nearly cost me everything. I'd moved into Willow Creek Estates for the quiet streets, the good schools, the illusion of community. Diane Pruitt ran the HOA board like a queen running a very small, very petty kingdom. She wore blazers to mow her own lawn and carried a clipboard like it was a badge of office. The first warning came for my mailbox post, painted the wrong shade of white, apparently. Then it was my trash cans, visible 11 minutes past the posted curbside deadline. Each violation came with a fine, and each fine came with Diane's smug little smiley face signature. I paid them, laughing it off, telling my wife, and it was harmless bureaucratic theater. It stopped being funny when my elderly neighbor, Mr. Alvarez, got fined for a wheelchair ramp. Diane called it an unauthorized structure. Never mind that it let a disabled veteran reach his door. That's when I started keeping a folder. Every letter, every fine, every date, every inconsistency. 2 weeks later, my daughter's garden gnome, a birthday gift, appeared on Diane's official violation list. Prohibited decorative clutter. The letter read, fine due within 10 days or additional penalties apply. I laughed at first, then noticed something odd. 3 other yards had gnomes, untouched, unfined. All 3 belonged to board members' friends. The pattern wasn't random, it was personal. I paid the fine anyway, smiling, while quietly requesting the HOA's financial records under state law. Diane denied the request twice, citing board discretion, which isn't actually a legal exemption. Funny enough, that denial letter was the first real clue that something deeper was rotten. A month later, the fines tripled overnight, and a lien threat arrived, citing chronic noncompliance. I hadn't violated anything new. Diane had simply invented a rule and backdated it. At the emergency meeting, she stood at the podium, immaculate, and called me difficult and litigious. Homeowners around me nodded along, terrified of becoming her next target instead of hers. Then came the twist I never saw coming. My mail carrier, Renee, pulled me aside quietly. She said Diane had been redirecting certified HOA notices, making sure residents missed their appeal windows. That wasn't overreach anymore. That was mail tampering, a federal offense, not a bylaw dispute. I brought the records to a real estate attorney who specializes in HOA abuse cases. She read through my folder and went very quiet, then said, "This is a goldmine." Turns out Diane had been approving special assessments that funneled money into a landscaping company. That company was registered under her maiden name, hidden 3 shell layers deep. Every fine she levied wasn't about order, it was cash flow for her private business. My gnome, Mr. Alvarez's ramp, the mailbox posts, all funding disguises for embezzlement. We filed a formal complaint with the state's HOA Oversight Office and the county DA. Diane, sensing nothing, scheduled a final foreclosure hearing for my house, drunk on her own power. The hearing morning, she arrived with her clipboard, her blazer, and absolute unearned confidence. She didn't notice the 2 plainclothes officers standing quietly at the back of the room. She launched into her speech about protecting community standards, while cameras from local news rolled. Then the DA's investigator stepped forward and read the embezzlement charges into the record. Diane's face went the color of the approved beige she'd once fined me for. She stammered about misunderstandings while deputies asked her to step outside for questioning. Turns out that difficult and litigious homeowner had just handed the county its whole case. The board dissolved within a week. Diane was removed, indicted, and banned from HOA leadership statewide. My lien vanished, my fines were refunded, and the gnome still sits proudly on my lawn. Justice, it turns out, doesn't need a badge, just a folder, patience, and one furious mail carrier.